Australia has always had a unique selection of endemic species, or species that only exist in one place. Most of Australia's mammals are marsupials, creatures that carry their young in a pouch. Even weirder than marsupials, though, are monotremes, of which only 5 species still exist, and 4 exist only in Australia.
Okay, any ideas? What is it? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? What's that little thing? And I tell you, that's its lower jaw, amazingly. Well, it's a monotreme. It's an echidna. You may know what monotremes are, you might not. They're egg-laying mammals, furry.
And really, really weird. I spoke to Dr. Elizabeth Smith at the Australian Opal Centre in Lightning Ridge about modern monotremes and prehistoric monotremes found in the area.
Monotreme means one body opening, so it's one opening only for reproduction and excretion, as in reptiles and birds, same. But these things had fur and whiskers, and they also produced milk of a sort for their young. They don't have teats. And the milk sort of oozes from pores on the front of the mother underneath. And there's a difference between the echidna and the platypus in the way the milk is produced.
One of the key differences between the echidna and the platypus is that the echidna, like normal marsupials, if you can call them normal because marsupials are pretty weird in their own right, the echidna has a pouch. When an echidna lays an egg, the egg is transferred into the pouch where it later hatches. The platypus doesn't have a pouch and instead lays its eggs in an underground tunnel and keeps them warm with its body heat. Lactation, or milk production, is kind of similar in both, but it happens inside the pouch on an echidna from pores at the base of hair stalks, kind of like sweat, and not from teats. On the platypus, milk just oozes from a patch of skin on the underside.
They're a very primitive mammal group. Some of the oldest monotremes in the world are found at Lightning Ridge. They're also found in the dinosaur sites in Victoria. And they're utterly fascinating.
Dr. Smith brought along the skeleton of a modern-day echidna.
And these here in this box, this is an echidna in a box, and it's one of my favourite things. That, for example, that's a humerus, an echidna humerus, which is a very funny bone indeed. Look at that. These are the most wonderful little animals, and their evolutionary history is pretty mysterious still. And here, that's a bag of echidna claws and little toe bones.
There are 4 species of living echidnas, 3 species of long-beaked echidnas, which live in Australia, and 1 species of short-beaked echidna, which lives in Australia and Papua New Guinea. Along with the modern-day echidna skeleton, Dr. Smith also has an example of a modern platypus.
And here we have a platypus skull. It's not a bulldog ant. It's a platypus skull, and these are the lower jaws. And you can see it doesn't have teeth, but fossil platypus had teeth. And this is a cast of Steropodon, which is a 100 million year old platypus from Lightning Ridge. And you can see peaky little teeth with multiple crowns on the teeth and multiple roots, which is typical of mammals. This one here is a cast of the lower jaw of Kalika Dog, which seems to be a little primitive mammal, again a monotreme, related to the monotremes. And again you'll see complex tooth crowns, in this case literally like little hot cross buns. And that's found at Lightning Ridge. Kalika Dog is Lightning Ridge and found only at Lightning Ridge. This is the skull of Obdurodon, a platypus from a really important fossil site in northern Queensland, World Heritage Site known as Riversley. You'll see Obdurodon had teeth here, and actually the skull is a little bit bigger than a modern platypus. The modern platypus has no teeth, only the young ones have teeth, and the teeth drop out and are replaced with horny sort of pads for chewing insects, water insects and baby crayfish, that sort of thing. And again, as with the Echidna skeleton, the Platypus skeleton is absolutely wacky as well. Look how complex those bones are. They're very, very different from marsupials and very different again from placentals, the two other mammal groups. The pieces in the fossil assemblage here are fairly easy to distinguish because they're so distinctive. This is tailbones, for example, like little aeroplanes. Fabulous fun. And of course the platypus has a toxic spur. It actually has a venom and a claw on its foot that will inflict a toxic poisonous wound. So they do have some way of protecting themselves. Otherwise they're fairly vulnerable.
Only the male platypus has venom, and the venom is capable of actually killing small animals. It's not fatal to humans, but from all accounts the pain is excruciating and the effects can last for months.
They would have been pretty vulnerable in those waterways to any crocodiles and things swimming around, and particularly the dinosaurs, which I think were moving around in the waterways scavenging and hunting for all sorts of stuff. So they would have had a fairly hard time of it. The other thing about the fossil platypus material is the very enlarged mandibular canal, suggesting electrosensory capability at the rostrum.
The platypus is the only mammal other than the dolphin that uses electrosensory capabilities to detect electrical impulses in the muscles of their prey.
So maybe they were in very fast-moving water, or water that was turbid, muddy, but they were quite clearly pretty capable little things. And presumably fully aquatic. We don't really know. We need more specimens, more fossil finds.
So while prehistoric Lightning Ridge is most famous for its dinosaurs, spare a thought for the fossil record of monotremes, bizarre little egg-laying mammals with amazing defences, venom spurs, electrosensory capabilities, spines, bills, fur, and just plain weirdness. This video was made with the support and participation of the Australian Opal Centre in Lightning Ridge. If you visit Lightning Ridge, and one day you will visit Lightning Ridge, you should definitely visit the Australian Opal Centre. You can follow the AOC on Facebook and keep up to date on their projects and upcoming events too. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like on YouTube and maybe even clicking the subscribe button if you'd like to stay informed for future videos. Thank you for watching.
They're the best jigsaw puzzles, should be available in every classroom. Put your animal back together again. That's a real challenge.